All right, it's Friday. It is time for rum and real estate. I hope you guys are staying dry again. We have some nasty weather coming through. I feel like every time I do this, we have some crappy weather coming through. But today's rum for Friday is Diplomatico. I'll put it right here. It's one that I had found about 2 years ago at Specs in Houston. And everything I brought back from Specs about 2 or 3 years ago is now you can find it at all the different stores. I got this at Albertsons. So this first time I saw it at Albertsons, so I said, you know what? I am going to buy it so they can keep carrying it. So what I like about this one is that it has a little bit of there's a hint of orange in it. It's a spice rum, but it has a little bit of orange, and you can see the color there. It's a little bit diluted because my ice melted from the door from my house to walking out here. It's made with some molasses, and it's actually out of Venezuela. So this is a Venezuelan rum, and I have noticed that Venezuelan rums always have, I don't know the exact term yet, but they have a note that follows through all of them, and they're really, really good. This is the Reserva Exclusiva. They have three kind of, I guess, your middle, they're really good rums for, you get at the grocery store. Then they have two other tiers of rums that I can't find yet. I'm probably going to order one of them. The other one that's on the same, I guess, shelf that you would see this on, it's called the Mantuna. I did not like that one as much as I love this one, but I hear that that one actually sells, I think, a little better than this one. So what does that mean? I don't know. It's delicious. If you want to try it, I like to drink it over ice, but you can, I've heard people make Sazeracs out of these and some old fashions, for a little bit different type of old fashion. So pick some up for the weekend. Let me know what you think. Today's topic is actually kind of a serious one. I just got a referral sent to me. A lady called me, and she kind of told me her story. She was referred to me from another client. And it's really about trusting the agents that work with you when it comes to not just the transaction you're trying to do. Yeah, I want to buy a house. Okay, I'm going to help you buy a house. Trust me to help you buy this house. But do they have your best interest in mind 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line when it comes to investing in real estate? I mean, you're spending a lot of money. And just real quick, her story, she had met with one of those credit, so people help you with your credit. You pay them a couple bucks, I guess, and they help you build your credit back up if it's been, ruined or something. But at that point that they get it to where you can get a mortgage, some of these people are real estate agents, and then they can help you buy the house. When it comes to this credit building thing, my experience has been in 8 years is that you don't need to pay someone to do this for you. A lot of it comes down to just changing a behavior or two when it comes to your spending and paying your bills. And a lot of times that's all it takes. Just pay a bill. Just pay. If you have one credit card, just, take your time. Just spend all your energy building, paying off that one card. And then when you do that for the next thing. You may have a car. So let's say you have a car note that's way too much. If you're not upside down in a car, there's creative ways you can get at least your note down on the car and still have a decent car. Now it's harder to do that because cars value they go down the minute you drive off the lot with them. But buy maybe a slightly used car. My point is that I have worked with enough different clients in helping them do this. That is another value that I feel like that I can bring when it comes to helping someone get ready to purchase a house. You don't need to pay somebody to help you build your credit because they're not going to be able to do it any faster than you are willing to make the changes necessary to help do that. And really, and the first time you find out that you may need some help is usually after you do a loan application. And you can do a loan application with a mortgage lender, and between the mortgage lender and the agent, we can help build that road plan for you and get you probably faster to where you want to go than paying someone $99 a month to monitor your credit and help you find ways to get it better. Sometimes the turtle, the tortoise, was it slow and steady will get you to where you want to be, probably faster and safer from a financial standpoint. And what happened with this particular lady when she told me her story was that once she had gotten her credit where she wanted, she felt like her agent kind of pushed her into a house that she didn't want on a completely different part of town. She wanted to be in Southeast Baton Rouge and Prairieville. She ended up buying a house close to Baker. And, details aside, she told me that some of the things that agent had told her about what she could do with the house when she was done, as far as, you can just buy the house and then you have to keep it for a year, then you can do whatever you want. You can rent it out and go buy another house. Yeah, I guess you could, but it's not as easy as that. If you have a lot of cash, if you have a great income, you can do that. If you can manage to afford 2 house notes, yeah, you can do that. But it seems very unethical and pretty dangerous to tell people who you've just helped them build their credit to the point where they could buy 1 house that all they have to do is sit in the house they just bought. Oh, you just turn around and rent it and just go buy another one. It doesn't work that way. Because you ultimately, even if you rent it, you're still liable for the mortgage that you got in that house. And most lenders will tell you that even to get credit for a rental house, they want to see 12 months of payments. So basically renting that house for a year and showing that, again, it's a passive income. It's almost like a small business. And even then, you're not getting the full credit when you're looking at your entire debt to income ratios when it comes to, how much they're going to lend you. So let's say if you have a $1,000 mortgage note, you're getting $1,200 for the rent. Great, you're making money. But if you show them that I'm making rent on this, they're not going to say, okay, well, that $1,000 that you're owing on the house, we're just going to pretend that it's not there since you're getting rent. No, they may knock off 40% or 60%. So it will still have an effect on your ability to get another mortgage for another house. And I could tell in her voice when I was kind of explaining like this basic concept that she felt like she had been taken, like she was lied to and she didn't trust her. And she felt really upset about that. I said, well, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to do a loan application for another loan. It's not going to kill your credit. It's the myth that if you apply for a mortgage, your credit's going to tank. No. It's when you do it 17 times in a matter of about 2 days, then you might get a little ding. But think about it. We all get these credit card things in the mail. What are they doing? They're hitting your credit to try and sell you the credit cards. So we do that. We get an experienced mortgage lender to review the entire file. And then we all sit down together and find out what is the truth and what is not the truth when it comes to this. And I really sincerely hope that we can do this for her, because she was told that she could just rent out, turn into a Section 8 property and rent it out. It may not be as easy as that. And a lot of times when I get to this kind of conversation with someone that has a property, I don't know whether to rent it and they just bought it to sell it or so they can buy something else, my advice is always this. No one's going to take care of you but you. And you have to find the agent that cares enough about you and your financial future as much as you do. And in this case, I told her, I said, listen, usually it's my opinion, and I helped recently a really good friend of mine kind of go through this. Took about 2 years to do it. You really need to unwind the rental properties and if I have this and I can rent it out, but I want to buy this, but it's not going to be exactly what I want, and we can just kind of jump from house to house to house. If you're not intending to be a landlord, and it's going to be something that you just kind of happen into, I'm going to be the first person to tell you, say, you know what? Sell all the property you have. Sell it. Buy the house that you want. Buy the house that makes you happy. Because it's ultimately going to always come down to that. You could have 4 rental properties. and they're all going to be leveraged. You may be making, if you make only $100, $200 a month on these rentals, if you don't have them, if you don't own them in the proper way, if you don't have the right terms on the loans that you have on these properties, and then that's putting your own current house at risk should something happen, that is not really it. All the saying you own 4 rental properties is great, but if it's not, doesn't give you a feeling of comfort or protection from the worst case scenario, then it's not really a blessing anymore. So I try to say, listen, let's get the house that you want. We're going to get you the house that you want, that you're going to be happy in. And then we create a plan for the future. We can work on getting you a rental property purchased the right way, rental property that was purchased for that purpose. You don't buy a house to live in and then decide, oh, you know, I really didn't want to buy this house anyway. I'm going to go buy something else. And then realize that you can't do it as easy as you could have a year ago if someone had explained this and laid out the roadmap. So it's something I'm really passionate about, is buying real estate should be done smartly, slowly, but also very judiciously. And when you have to have the right people around you that actually care. Because the last phone call I want to get, or that I want to hear, is that, like this agent, like this lady told me. She said, I don't feel like she cared. She clearly didn't care about me going forward with this. And she clearly didn't tell me all that it was going to take before I got into this. Because if everything that I explained to her in 5 minutes on the phone, she said she wished it heard last year, because she would have made a decision completely differently. And, you know, the moral of this, I'm already 12 minutes in. The moral of this is that you need to interview agents and find the person that has your interests in mind, not just for today, but going forward. To help you purchase a home or manage how to buy and sell any property if you have multiple properties. It's going to actually create wealth for you later on. And someone that's going to be very knowledgeable on all these things, the lending considerations. I don't know the nuts and bolts. I know enough, though, that I can have intelligent conversations about what should be expected when we go get into this. And with that, I think that's where agents going forward, especially with technology as it's moving for buyers and sellers, that's where our value is going to be, is in the knowledge and experience. Because as technology starts to make things easier, the business itself is starting to get more complicated from a legal standpoint. And we want to be sure that we can help our clients make the best decision for them, because I'd rather get the referral phone call than find out later that someone felt that I didn't do them right the first time. So with that, on this Friday, that's today's Rum and Real Estate. Diplomatico Reserva Exclusiva. Here's the label again. That's the guy, Ron Antiguo. If you go to the website, I can't find this guy's name anywhere. Even the guy who started it, that's not his name. So I'm just joking. That just means antique rum in Venezuela. So I'll see you guys later on Tuesday. I'll have another topic.